Hello, and welcome to week 4 here in the Word Challenge 2026. My name is Lisbeth, and you just hit my little Danish channel. Perhaps you know it already, so welcome to you. And if you're new here, also welcome to you. I do a lot of different things. Last year I hosted my own challenge, and I do a lot of different things, mixed media things, stitching, and yeah, all kinds of things. And I have divided my content up in playlists, so it is easier for you to find what interests you, and then you can skip the other things. But I would also like to say I had recently made me a Ko-fi account, so if you're interested in supporting my work and perhaps show some appreciation of what I'm doing, yeah, you can support me there so I can make more content for you. But in any way, don't feel obligated. It is only if you want to. But enough of me talking. Let us instead talk of week 4 here in the Word Challenge. I'm not the host for this challenge. The host is Rita Sommer, and I have a link below for her channel here under my video, and everything else I mention with links on you can find here under the video under the little word more. But let us reveal the word for week 4, and the word is oval. And when I hear the word oval, the first thing that pops into my mind is there a specific explanation for what an oval is? Because we all know what oval is, but for instance, is an egg shape, is that an oval too? My dinner table has the elliptic shape, and is that an oval? I have 2 different tin plates here. For instance, you would say these are oval, but I also have this tin plate here, and these are also oval. I don't know if there is a mathematical rule or some kind of order in which you can call things for ovals. I have no idea. So I think I will just interpret it as I want to. You can see my ring here. I would also call that an oval. And the other thing that popped in my head here was recently I have, what can I say? I have made got some fabric printed in an American company called Spoonflower. And some of the designs I have made for these fabrics are with ovals, and I can show you that how that works. For instance, I had this piece of, it is fabric, but yeah, I can pull you a little up here. This is the front side. I had a stencil, and I have put a lot of ink, acrylic ink, and gesso and so on, and let it dry. And it is so stiff and heavy, so I don't want to stitch into it. But when I look at the back side, I got, holy Moses, that really looked nice. So I took a picture with my phone of it, and this was what it looks like. I enlarged it a little, and then I sent this file to the Spoonflower company and ordered a meter of this fabric, and this is how it ended up. And it's so yummy. It isn't exactly the same color. It is a little more greenish than when you look at this. It is more grayish, but I don't mind. I like it as it is here. So this was one of the designs I got made over there. And another design was another piece of paper I took a photo of, and I don't have that here, but you can see ovals too, and that is also very yummy. But yeah, I won't be using any of these fabric. This is too big a pattern for my little black square. I could have used this one here, but again, this is 14 by 14 centimeter piece, so I don't think I will use this. But I think I have another plan, and then I can show it to you. You can, if you're interested in printing your own fabrics, you find Spoonflower. Google it, and they tell you how to do things there. So I won't go much more into that, but that is, it's not a cheap way to make your own fabrics, but you got to get fabrics that nobody else than you have. And I really like that idea. I have chosen to have a black background for fabric for my small embroideries here in this challenge, and use only white, red and black, and so far it has been okay, but perhaps I have shot myself in the foot, because if I got a word that I can't use in that content, I will get in trouble, but we will see. Also, this time of the year I have more time to do these kinds of things, and I know here the 22nd of February the 100-day project is going to start, and I have been doing that for the last 7 years, and I have decided to do it again this year. So I don't know that I every Saturday will make this challenge during all the year. Perhaps I will miss some of them, and so it must be. But Rita's suggestion was to make your squares 12 by 12 centimeters, and I think that is that about 5 by 5 inches in that area. But I had chosen to make mine a little bigger. That was the measurement, 14 by 14 centimeters I used last year. So I'm so used to this measurement here. I have my previous one living in a little children's suitcase, and at some point I will do something with them. I think I will make a book with a cover that matches the color and put them in. But enough of me talking. I think I will take the easy way this time, and that means I will use this template. I really like this oval shape here that is on this template, and I think I have this piece of fabric here, and don't ask me where I got it from or what it is. I don't know, but I think I will cut a piece out of it that is 12 by 12 centimeters, so I'll get the black border again, and then I have 2 pieces of fabric to stitch into. I will just invisible baste it, and I will show you that. I like to have more than one layer of fabric to stitch into. It gets much more nice. So when I have decided what area, and I think I will go for this area here, I will just trace some of these shapes, and how, I don't know before I see how it looks cut down and put on the black background fabric. And then I will do some stitching either in the circumference of these or inside them. I haven't decided that yet. Time will show, but I will start cutting a piece of this out and invisible baste it down, and when I cut it out I will be back. So I have cut this piece out, and then I have this black border, and I have just taken this light pink machine sewing thread cotton, because I think that would be the most invisible one to use here. So now I have centered it the best I can, and if you want to, you can put a pin in, but I often think that when you put a pin in it would not end up as straight as I would like to. So instead I will just put some dabs of glue down. It ain't for keeping it there, only for keeping it there when I stitch it down, so it isn't for a permanent way. So the way I do it is I just come up and then I go a couple of threads back and go down. Take the tiniest back stitch and then you come up about a centimeter ahead of you. And don't pull a lot in your thread, because then you will get some small indentations. I have used this stitch in many years, but I have heard others talk about what is he called? Jude Hill, I think, as she has been the inventor of this. But I think in many other countries and in many other ways this stitch has been used. She's just been known for it, and she makes some lovely things. That's not that. But if you have been sewing your own garment and are used to sewing, you probably know this stitch here as the prick stitch. That's why I know it from earlier days when I was sewing a little. But it is a very nice stitch to use when you want to attach two pieces of fabric together, or and not be able to see it clearly where you have done it. So this is all I will do, and I will do this all the way around. So my piece of fabric will sit there, and you can see. I don't know if these big small dots, or what we will call them, are what the prick is meant. I don't know what the word prick. Yeah, I know also what it can mean, but in this content, I think it is a little different. But I will do this all the way around, and then we have to decide, or I have to decide what next to do. So now this is based down, and you can see these long stitches on the back, and this you can't see it nearly here on the front. And pardon me for all of you who have seen this many times, but you never know if there's something new here. So now I have this little area to think about what I will do, and often when I have no idea, but I know I will use this template of this shape here. I take a piece of paper and draw my square, and then I just play with how I can position it. And here I have, for instance, had made them all go vertical. Here I have placed them a little random, and you can keep on doing that until you find a design that you like. I don't think I like this one very much. I think I like this one better. This here remind me of my own fabric. They are all lying that way. So I think I will place them this way and have 5 different shapes. Not shapes, the shape is the same, but sizes. And since this is such a big one, I think I will cut a piece of black fabric out and put in here in the big one. That is what I think right now. But for a start, I will trace these, and then I will just do either double running stitches or back stitches in the circumference of all of these, and then I will decide what to do inside each of them. So I will remove this, and I have it here so I can see it there, and find my tin plate. No, that was not that one, it was this one here, and place it somehow the way I have done it on my paper. I see to that there's a little space there, and a little space there, and a little space there, and I think this is fine. And this is just an ordinary graphite pencil. and I think I will trace one at the time. You can see, I can see it now here, because I know when I start sewing and doing a lot of that, the lines I have made there, they will blur out. So I will sew this one first, and I have chosen the black thread, and all I will do for a start here, let us do it in the white so you perhaps better can see it, is and I will do back stitches, so I will have to hit the exact same hole I came up from, and that can be a little difficult. So if you have trouble with that, do double running stitches instead. That can sometimes be a little easier to get them to lie nice. You can always whip them, then some of the it would look perhaps a little better. But I will do this all the way around my oval shape here, and I will be back and show it to you, and then I can trace the other ones and sew them, and then we will decide what to do. I will decide. Done with all these back stitches here, and it isn't so easy to make them look like I want to. They are a little wonky some places, but it's fine. I think I want a black oval piece in there, so I have just found, I will take that away for now. Come in a little closer, and sorry if I'm shaking you. And let me see here. I think I will do a couple of them, because I don't know which size I want yet. So I have this size, and I have this size, and it is a quite fat line, so it's perhaps a little more difficult to cut them out so they look nice, but I will see here. I will just go like this. So I will go for the outer line, I think, yeah, of the white. I can't use my normal pencil because I can't see that on the black fabric. Yeah, it is a little wonky, but I can take this. I think it is okay. But if it's too big, I don't know. I will cut the other ones out and play with it and see what I like most. I think size-wise this is okay for this shape here. And I won't put it in the middle. I think I will offset them in some way. And then I have this size, but that is too big. So I have this size, that could go there. And then I have a smaller one here, like that. And I like them placed like that instead of, you can see, I can show it to you there. It is so obvious to put them like this, so I won't do that. I will put them like this. So I will give them a dab of glue, and I can't decide if I want to sew them down with red thread or black thread. If I sew them down with black thread, I will sew them in the black fabric. But perhaps I can make the tiniest small stitches out there. If I sew them on with red, I could do some big stitches instead. I really don't know. Perhaps I will just try one of them and see if I like one of the other ones. But I will glue these down, or secure them a little with my glue stick. I have started here with this red thread. I started with, and it's that color. I started with this one first, but if I'm doing it like this, it's meant to be seen as some big stitches, and that didn't show very much. Therefore I took this very hush red instead, and all I'm doing is, yeah, you can call them straight stitches, you can call them satin stitches, you can, yeah, they have many different names, but it is a stitch I very much like to use, and especially like to use them in my fabric collages when I have two pieces of fabric overlapping each other. So this is just me like doing this stitch, and I will put them quite close, but not as close as it was real satin stitches. And in the end of the ovals here, it will be a little more crowded in the black fabric, because you're going into a smaller area than the outer line here is. But just eyeball it, make it look the best you can if you're doing it like this, like that. But I will sew this on these two also, and then I have this little doodle down here, and yeah, I don't think I will put any black in there, but what I will do with it, perhaps I will just let it be as it is. And when I've done this, I would again look at it and see, does it need anything more, or will I stop there? You can easily overdo things, so I'll see when I've stitched this. So done with all these stitches around the black oval shapes here, and in this little area down here I just made some satin stitches with a thicker red thread. It isn't very, it's inside the black line, but it's really difficult with this heavy thread to make it look nice, but it's okay. When I look at these now, somehow they remind me of alien eyes looking at me, and yeah, a lot of deep holes I'm falling into. So just to break this big one up, I have taken a little thicker thread here in this cream color, and I just think I will drizzle some French knots down here. Not many, but just a few. And then I will consider this done. 1, 2, 3. French knot is also one of my favorite stitches. So the way I do them, and I hold my thumb and my index finger here, turn the thread around a couple of times of my needle, 1, 2, 3 times, and just keep the tension on my thread and go down nearly in the same hole. And right now I'm using a chenille needle, and that isn't the best needle to use because there is big eye on your needle, and it is better to use a long needle with where the eye is not bigger than the rest of the needle. 1, 2, 3, that was Danish. Keep the tension. Come on here. Yeah. But I will do a couple of them more and then I think it's done. I don't think I would do it in these two also. That will be too much. So this is what I came up with here for week 4 and the word oval. You could have chosen to do it in many other ways. There are a lot of ways. But you have to choose something to do, and this is how mine ended up. And I think it's okay. I hope you have been inspired and perhaps learned some tips and tricks here in my video. And if you like what you have been seeing, please give my video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing my little Danish channel. That would be very much appreciated. Also, you can hit the notification bell if you want to get a notification every time I put a video up. And also give me a comment on what you think. I like to have some communication with you viewers here. But else I will say, please be creative, and please take care, and not but least of all, please be nice to each other. And then I perhaps will see you again in week 5, and nobody knows right now what that will bring, but we will see. So I will just say bye for now.